Hey friends, welcome back. I have so many people who tell me I can't accept my partner for this thing or that thing. And a lot of times we're told, well, you just need to accept your partner for who they are. But what does that really mean? And are some things resolvable and other things aren't? And how do we differentiate between those? So today I'm going to help you understand the difference. Let's start with resolvable issues. Research shows that the resolvable issues account for about 30% of marital or couple conflict. And those are things like who's going to be in charge of this or that, who is going to do such and such, how are we going to make time to connect, how are we going to make time to prioritize each other. Those are resolvable issues. They might be easy or challenging to solve, but in the end, they are solvable. And eventually, with enough intention and time and commitment to the issue, you'll be able to come up with a solution that works for everybody. Perpetual differences make up about 70% of our discord. And it doesn't matter who you marry. Happy couples, unhappy couples, they all have, the research shows by John and Julie Gottman, that you're going to have about 70% of your relationship discord is going to be a perpetual issue. And that's because we are partnered with somebody who is different from us. There was a study done by Klaus Wedekind in 1995, and he did what we call the t-shirt study. He gave women sweaty t-shirts, and by the smell of the shirts, the women selected the people that they thought that they would be most attracted to without ever seeing these men. What Wedekind found was these women actually had selected men's t-shirts who were the most genetically different from them in terms of the genes and the immune system. So this is an evolutionary explanation for why we're attracted to people who are different. If the child has two divergent sets of immunity genetics, that child will have a broader genetic base, which ensures survival. We're actually programmed to select people who are different from us. So that begs the question, well, now what do we do? How do we maintain a relationship with someone who is different from us, who sees the world differently, who has a different way of being? John and Julie Gottman studied happy couples and unhappy couples, and they studied the duration of these relationships. Some folks were able to stay happily married and happily in relationship for the long haul, and others were not. And they looked at some of those differences. And as it relates to perpetual issues, there was a really big finding. That finding was that these people are somehow able to accept the parts of their partner that cause conflict. And it goes both ways. Both partners are able to do that for each other. So there's a high level of acceptance. But it wasn't just that. It was that they had created habits around talking through what those perpetual issues were. They had a very good understanding of what the continual perpetual issues are that are going to continue coming up and what are they going to do about it. They had kind of structured their lives around accommodating those differences. The unhappy couples were not able to accommodate. They were not able to move past a judgment view of their partner. They were stuck in the belief that the partner needed to change. So what is a perpetual issue? Is it solvable or is it not? Well, a perpetual issue is one that really relates to a person's being, who they are as a human. They might be more prone to dreaming. They might be more creative. If they're prone to dreaming, they might lose track of time, and then that causes an everyday frustration of maybe being late. They might be more impulsive or too rigid. And anywhere along the spectrum, they're going to land and you're going to land. And the most successful couples were able to look at those differences. I land here on this, you land here on this. Neither is right, neither is wrong. this is just what is. And frankly, I'm attracted to you because you're different. So now that we're in relationship for the long haul, how do we make this work? What do we do with it? And how can we work around it so we're both honored for exactly who we are? And the couples who were able to honor each other for who they are, even though there was frustration, and there's always going to be some level of frustration, but the people who were able to accept the other person for who they are rather than looking at them through judgment because they should be different, were the couples who showed to have vastly happier marriages, long haul marriages. If you like this sort of content, hit the link below for more videos. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.